What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today I want to talk about side gigs, and more specifically I want to talk about side gigs and businesses that you can start from anywhere in the world. You see, with COVID-19 changing the way that people work their traditional 9-to-5 jobs, a lot of people are opting to travel while they work rather than stay in their home office and work from home. I've been hearing more and more about people who are traveling around the country working their job remotely, and that way they're able to make money and also enjoy travel and see the entire country at the same time. So in this video, I want to dig into some of the side hustles that you can do remotely from anywhere in the world. These are side hustles that anybody can start, and they are location independent, meaning that it doesn't matter where you live or where you're going when you're doing these side hustles. So let's get started. Now, admittedly, when it comes to travel, I am pretty boring. I like to travel every once in a while, especially if it's a purposeful vacation. For example, I go snowboarding once a year. I just went on a mountain biking trip to Arkansas. But other than those like event vacations that I do once or twice a year, I don't travel a whole lot. And I don't really have any real desire to spend weeks or months or years traveling across the country or across the world. But even though I don't have this personal desire myself, I definitely understand the appeal and the allure of this lifestyle, and because of that, I totally understand why people would want to find a location independent job or gig in order to make money. That way they can travel the world while making money at the exact same time. With that being said, these 5 side hustles that I'm talking about today are location independent, meaning that it doesn't matter what location you're in, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter where you are, you can complete these tasks, these jobs, and these gigs and make money while doing it, all while traveling where you want to, when you want to. So with that being said, the first gig is probably one of the most well-known gig economy jobs out there, and that is driving for Uber and Lyft. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Aubrey, these are not location independent. You can't just do Uber and Lyft anywhere, and to an extent, you are right. You can't go into the middle of the farm or middle of the mountains and do Uber or Lyft because there's simply not enough people to take Ubers or Lyft in those cities. But what you can do is you can go to large cities and do Uber and Lyft there. For example, this week I took an Uber here in Dallas, and the guy who was my Uber driver didn't live in Dallas. He actually lived in Lubbock, Texas, and he was just in Dallas for the week visiting. And while he was visiting, he was doing Uber and Lyft to make money. This is a great side hustle to do in any major city or even minor city in the country if you have a car. So if you're somebody that is able to keep your car tidy, and if you're able to kind of keep your belongings somewhere other than the cabin of the car, this would be an excellent side hustle to do as a way to make some extra money if you're traveling around the country, or if you're simply just visiting another state. That is exactly what my Uber driver did this past weekend, and I thought the idea was quite honestly really clever. Especially with Google Maps nowadays, you don't really have to know a city that well in order to navigate it well, and because of that, Uber and Lyft is a great option if you're somebody who's on the road. The next side gig that you can do from anywhere in the world is online tutoring. Now, online tutoring is something that I believe is going to become extremely popular as time goes on. Number one is because of COVID-19, and as you know, people are going and shifting their education to an online environment, they are becoming more and more used to learning online, and thus I think that in the future, people are going to be more apt to hiring an online tutor rather than an in-person tutor, or at least will be more accepting of the idea. In addition to that, I think that now with online learning, there is a lot of kids that are falling behind in school, or a lot of kids that are needing some extra help because they're not able to transition to the online environment as easily as some other students. And because of that, they'll need a tutor as well. COVID-19 has kind of standardized the online working and learning environment, and because of that, business models like online tutoring is an excellent business to start. There are actually a handful of travel channel YouTube channels that I've watched in the past that did a travel channel on YouTube, and then they also did online tutoring in conjunction with one another to make enough money to support their lifestyle, and I really do think that overall it's a great business model to pursue. If you're somebody that has like a background in education, if you're somebody that has a college degree, even if you don't have a college degree, but you're kind of smart and you're able to educate kids and communicate information easily, online tutoring is an excellent option. Depending on your own education and your own skill base and knowledge base, you could tutor kids from, elementary school all the way up to college. And depending on your experience and your level of education, you could end up earning quite a lot of money doing this. Because of this, I think that online tutoring is an excellent online side gig that you can do from anywhere, and it's a great option to pursue. Now, before we move on to the next gig, I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, Cover. Now, Cover has been one of my consistent sponsors of this channel, and the reason for that is because I think that Cover is such a great platform for gig workers. With Cover, you can have the financial independence and the flexibility that comes with being a gig worker, while also having some of the financial benefits that come with working for a traditional 9-to-5 job. What Cover is Cover provides a financial safety net for gig workers. The way that Cover works is you sign up and you pay a low monthly fee. There is no contract, no commitments, and with Cover, you can have access to a slew of benefits, including access to a legal team in the case that your gig economy account is wrongfully terminated. You can have access to bookkeeping services, as well as telehealth medical professionals. You can also have access to things like sick leave, as well as cash advances, and a slew of other financial benefits as well. The thing that I love about Cover is I think there's so many people out there that want to give a gig economy job and give kind of the gig economy lifestyle a try, but they're worried about giving up the financial stability and the financial safety net that comes along with a 9-to-5 job. And with Cover, you can have access to that independent lifestyle that comes along with working the gig economy, but you can also get some of the benefits that come along with working for a 9-to-5. Because of that, I think that Cover is a really great solution for so many gig workers out there. Now, if you're interested in trying Cover and giving it a try on your own, there is a link in my description below, and that link will give you 1 month free of Cover. With this, you don't have to sign any contracts. There is no commitments. You can have 1 month free, no strings attached, to see if Cover is the platform for you. I highly recommend that you give it a try. I think that it is an excellent platform, an excellent team, and I really appreciate them being such a great supporter of this channel. The next gig that I want to talk about can be treated as either a gig or a side hustle or a full-fledged job as well, and that is a VA or a virtual assistant. Now, a VA is exactly what you would think. It's a assistant that works virtually, and with a VA or being a VA, you can do a wide variety of different jobs with a wide variety of tasks, and you can make a wide variety of earnings. Now, I know of a number of people who do this type of job, and they have found their work through things like remote.co, fiverr.com, or Upwork. There's also ways to get hired through VA positions by, hiring and getting hired through a traditional hiring process through Indeed, LinkedIn, and those other traditional job search services. Now, the thing that's great about VAs and being a virtual assistant is there's kind of that more corporate 9-to-5 structure to it. If going out and working in the gig economy, if having your earnings being extremely dependent on you and how much work you can do isn't something that's super appealing to you, then being a VA could be an excellent option. I know of people who are VAs that get paid between $20 and $30 per hour. I know of other VAs that get paid salary and they make between $60 and like $75K per year. So there is a lot of earnings potential in the world of virtual assistants. And if you can get in with a good company, you could even potentially work your way up and become a real figure in that company as well. In my opinion, I think that if you are more of a corporate 9-to-5 type of person, a virtual assistant position is an excellent option to explore if you're wanting to travel while working. The next one I want to talk about, I'm sure you guys had to have known this was coming, and that is freelancing. Now, freelancing is the job and the side gig that I have talked about most on this channel because it is the one that I did myself for over a year. Now, what freelancing is it's a way to connect yourself with companies that need work to be done, and freelancers can do a wide variety of different projects. You could be a freelancer for social media marketing, you could be a freelance photographer, you could be a freelance website designer. The options for freelancing are extremely limitless. But the best part about freelancing is that you can do the work on your time, on your own schedule, and from wherever you want to, because virtually all of freelancing is done remotely. Now, I have made just a ton of videos on this subject, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but I will include a number of links in the description below on how you can get started doing freelancing. But with freelancing, you can make a wide variety of earnings from $10 per hour to $30 per hour, even more. And so if you're somebody who has a specialized skill, even if you don't have a specialized skill, but you have a great work ethic, freelancing is, in my opinion, the best side gig that you can do, and the best part is you can do it from anywhere and on your own time as well. My next and final side gig is one that's kind of on the fence of being remote, and that is renting out your home, your room, or your apartment on Airbnb. If you are somebody that is wanting to travel and see the world and make money at the same time, I think that renting out your house or your room or your apartment on Airbnb is an excellent option to explore. The reason is because you're not going to be using the room or the house anyways, and depending on how you go about setting up your Airbnb and what processes you put into place, you can absolutely manage your Airbnb and rent it out remotely. You could hire a cleaning crew to clean the property in between rentals. You could have automated lock systems so that you know who is into the property and when they're going in. You can also control who gets into your property and when they get into it. There are a number of different tactics that you can put into place in order to manage and control your Airbnb from anywhere in the world. I personally know of a number of different people who have different Airbnb units, and they've been able to implement these same tactics in order to rent out their home, their house, their apartment from anywhere, and they've been able to make money while they travel. The best part is that depending on where you're located, depending on where you're traveling, and depending on where your house or your apartment is, you could potentially make enough money to cover your mortgage or your rent and also make enough money to travel at the same time. So you're really kind of killing two birds with one stone, because you're not paying for an apartment or a house or a room that you're not using, and you're able to make some pretty decent profit at the exact same time. So it really is a win-win situation. I believe that remote work isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I think that COVID-19 has changed the world in a lot of negative ways, but one of the positive ways that it has changed the world is making it not so standard to work in an office. The fact is that some people work better independently, some people work better remotely, and some people work better from home. I know for me personally, I could never have a productive career sitting in a desk working 9 to 5, because I am very much an independent worker. I need my space, I need my time and my way to work. And everybody, I think, has their own way to be productive. And for some people, that includes traveling around the world, seeing the United States or different countries, and working at the same time. Now, if you're somebody who's interested in pursuing this type of lifestyle and you don't want to work the traditional 9 to 5, then these side gigs that I've talked about in this video are great options for you to explore. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Is this something that you thought about doing? Are you interested in pursuing any of these side gigs? I would love to hear it, so make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video.